happening for you as we're jumping into the topic of poverty mindset and activating abundance. Notice what's showing up for you now and just acknowledge what you're noticing. It might be something physical, it might be something emotional, it might be something mentally, it might be something spiritually where you feel all of a sudden you might feel spacey. Just notice. And everything coming up, would you be willing to release whatever's coming up, even if you don't know what it is, even if you have no idea, no awareness about it? Yeah? Deep breath in and out, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. And again, we are using, we're using here, or I'm using the clearing statement from Access Consciousness, and you can find more information there at theclearingstatement.com. So I just put that in the chat, theclearingstatement.com. And Dr. Dane here and Simone Milasas will take 30 minutes to describe to you the vastness and the profoundness of the clearing statement. So, so we're coming back, we're coming into the fall. People have gone back to school in September. Now we're heading into the end of the fall season. We're starting to approach November and then December into the winter season, into the holidays. And some people get really stressed out around the holidays, especially around money or around obligations with family, or tapping back into the story or the programming of family around poverty mindset. So everything coming up, as I mention all that, would you be willing to release whatever's coming up? Okay, deep breath in and out, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potto, 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. So we are going to do an opening breath to start activating more energy for you around this topic, to activate what you desire most in your intention, so that we can balance not only releasing what's keeping you from activating more abundance, releasing the poverty mindset, but we also want to activate the abundance. So if you haven't yet put an intention in the chat, do so. And if you don't want to put an intention in the chat, just have an intention in your mind right now before we open into the breath sequence that will help activate your intention here. So if you could have anything out of our time together, what would it be? And if you could have anything around abundance, and if you can release anything around poverty mindset, what would that be? I'm just helping you out with your intention here. I'm going to even consider mine here. And so let's go ahead and start with our breath sequence. And so I'm going to invite you to get comfortable in your chair. And if you're willing, close your eyes. And what I'm going to invite you to do is to just notice two different points of contact you have with the chair, and another point. Notice three different points of contact, two with whatever you're sitting on, and one with wherever your feet are. If it's the floor, great. If your feet are somewhere else, notice that point of contact as well. That allows you to have more presence, and that's helpful when we're doing this kind of activation. So three different points of contact, notice them, and go ahead and breathe into each of those points one time. Imagine your breath can go all the way down to each point one time. Okay, so now that you've been breathing into these spots, these points, recall your intention in your mind's eye. And you don't have to recall it with every detail. Just get an energy, a sense of it. Welcome back, Cameron. We're just doing the breath here. So getting comfortable to do the breath. And go ahead now and get comfortable. And we're going to start with the breath by exhaling all the air out of the lungs through the mouth. Mouth in, mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in, nose out. Nose in, nose out. Nose in, mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in, filling to the top. Mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Now mouth in slow, about 5 seconds. Nose out slow. Nose in medium speed, 3 seconds. Nose out medium speed. Nose in fast. Mouth out fast. Mouth in medium speed. Mouth out medium speed. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in slow. Nose out slow. Nose in medium speed. Nose out medium. Nose in fast. 1 second. Mouth out fast. Mouth in medium speed. Filling to the top. And last one, mouth out medium. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Hold your breath. Press your feet into the floor. Imagine roots growing from your feet to the floor, building into the earth. Now take a half breath through your mouth. Drop your head, neck, shoulders, arms, and hands. Stretch here. Breathe normally. And when you're ready, you can roll your spine straight. The last step is to notice what you're noticing here. So go ahead and notice what you're noticing. Notice what you're noticing with your body. And notice what you're noticing when I say releasing poverty mindset and activating abundance. So those three things, notice them. And if there's anyone who has noticed and would like to come off mute and share, I welcome to hear your feedback. Okay, Catherine, come on off mute.
Thank you. When you say poverty mindset and activate abundance, the first thing that popped into my head after we did the clearing was their choices. They're just choices.
Amazing.
I can decide from which plate I choose. It's sort of like being at a buffet line and deciding, I think I'll have some of that.
Fabulous. That's so great. How does it get any better than that? That's so great. Way to go, Catherine. What's it like for you to say that out loud?
Well, first, may I say it's quite a buffet. There are many selections there.
Nice.
And the surprising thing is that I feel rather neutral about it. I'm not ex the both of them feel neutral. It's simply a choice. And I feel there's neutrality there that I'm not scared. Generally, I'm scared. Generally, there's fear someplace around in there. Right now, it's simply, they're simply words, and it's simply a choice. And whichever one I choose, it's my choice and it's okay.
Amazing. Amazing, Catherine. What a shift. I'm totally congratulating you on this shift and what else is possible. Thank you for sharing that. Now, it looks like Eco, would you like to share as well?
Yes, I would. And I'll start off by saying that when earlier in the call you had said poverty mindset and only a poverty mindset, my body viscerally cringed and a part of me said out loud, ew. And then when a moment ago you said releasing poverty mindset and activating abundance, my entire body relaxed and my arms went down.
Wow. So, what's it like to say that out loud?
I like the somatic visceral feedback around that and around those concepts. Also, in just noticing what I notice, there's a tightness in my left heel, and there's been some pain in my left big toe that I'm not sure what the cause of that is, and if there's probably a somatic component that is connected to that. But that started, the pain in the toe started like yesterday. The heel thing is newer today.
Okay, so everything coming up for you right now that you've just named, and for anyone here, we are here as a group, so we're swimming in the same energies here, guys. Would you be willing to release all of you, including Eco, whatever's showing up for you?
Yes.
Okay, deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth, sending it into the earth. Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Potter, 100, short spice, poveds, creations, bases, and beyond. Shh. So in releasing whatever's there, there's more space now for you to be more aware of whatever's next, whatever's coming up for you, and just more space. And so everywhere that there's a tightening when it comes to the words poverty mindset, everywhere you experience some kind of visceral experience like eco, where you're like, oh, or anything getting stirred up, right? Could be like, oh, that reminds me of grandmother. Oh, yeah. Would you be willing to release all of that and make more space for you? Deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pada, 100, short spoils, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. And now that we've done a little bit of clearing and we've done the opening breath, and I hope you've taken notice of what you noticed after the breath, because that's important. It is the final step to finish the circuit that we just did. And so now, what else is possible for you now? What space have you created for you around the poverty mindset and activating abundance, releasing poverty mindset and activating abundance? What space do you have now? And what neutrality can you have now that you might have not had before, like Catherine? So everything coming up as I'm poking at you guys and poking at your unconscious around these words and these concepts, would you be willing to release whatever's coming up, even if you don't know, even if you don't know there's something coming up or not? Because 90% is in the unconscious, guys. So we're not gonna probably know what's going on there, but we can still release it. That's what's so beautiful about it. Would you be willing to let it go? You are at choice. Yeah, nice. Deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. Just exhaling that right into the earth. Great work, guys. So now I'm very excited to start reading the intentions here. And let's go with that. And I'm just curious, Doreen, about your stop. That's okay, Doreen.
Just a minute, I'm trying, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Great.
I don't know what the part is about stop. Did I do something weird?
Oh, in the chat, it says it has your name and it says that you wrote stop.
Oh, you could stop the AI. It said, type
Oh,
stop to deactivate or something.
okay, great.
So I was like, let's deactivate you now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes.
Yes, enough of you.
Enough of you.
You're driving me crazy.
This
You're
is a
everywhere.
private party.
Yeah, exactly. Get
You're
out.
not invited. Okay. So Eco says in his intention, in hearing poverty mindset, my body literally cringes, and part of me says, "Ooh." So I'm so glad you mentioned that, Eco. And how about anybody else? Show of hands, type a one, or show me a one if you're feeling that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everything coming up with that word, poverty mindset, poverty mindset, poverty mindset, would you be willing to release that to have more space, more ease? I got one yes, two yeses, three yeses. Okay, deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. I love how we put Carl to sleep. Welcome back, Carl. Okay, so Doreen, my intention is to embrace change and release the desire for outside approval to look smart, interesting, funny, and instead show up authentically all of me. So this is beautiful, Doreen. So everywhere there's a poverty mindset of I can't be me, I need to follow what everyone else is doing, and I need to make sure that other people can validate me so then I'll be okay and I can survive. Would you be willing to destroy and create all that? Deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyond. Shh. So my question to all of you is, what would it take for you to validate you first? What would it take for you to prioritize validating you first before anyone or anything else? And I know part of the answer to that is, when was the last time you celebrated you? When was the last time you celebrated something that happened that was positive or that gave you something? So I'd like you to think about something today, something that you want to celebrate. It could be as simply, I went outside, the sun was shining, the gorgeous trees were so filled with color. It contributed to me. I'm just talking about it and I'm getting like little energies going through my body. So that's a contribution to me. Now I'm acknowledging it. So I'm willing to acknowledge me and I chose that and it contributed to me. It can be as simple as that. So I'd like you to take like 1 minute and in your mind's eye here, in your mind, find something that you want to celebrate, that you want to acknowledge for you, about your day. And if anybody wants to share, I'm I welcome a share. Now, I'm going to lower your hand, Eco, because I'm not sure if that was from before or now. So if it's for now, just raise your, okay. Okay, Eco, come on over.
Sure. So a happy thing from today is that from a professional development course that I was in, I connected with another person that is a potential referral source and doing reciprocal referrals, and also just a great connection with a fellow neurodivergent person. So that
Yay!
was happy and grateful to have that connection.
Oh, that's so awesome, Eco. That's so great that you're naming that because it had a real personal value for you.
And right now I'm literally laying in a park on the grass and have my feet up in the tree so I can actually have my feet and legs raised and help the swelling of my legs go down as well, and actually taking care of my physical body in that way. So I'm acknowledging and celebrating that too.
Woohoo! I love it. That's so awesome. Way to go.
Thank you.
So, so is that more in alignment? Is that more like the energy that goes towards activating abundance, or is it more like going towards a poverty mindset?
Could you clarify the question of what is the that?
Yeah. So what you're doing right now and what you've celebrated, does it contribute to activating more abundance in your life?
Activating more abundance, yes. The abundance of health and being at the tree and the feet up in the air and allowing my legs to unswell and go back down to its usual size. And
Yeah.
also the professional connection and the support and encouragement and the excitement energy around that and from the other person, definitely towards the abundance, activating the abundance.
Would you all agree that that's activating abundance? Yeah, right. So now we're getting somewhere. The little pieces, the little things that we're doing in our day that we can acknowledge and celebrate starts feeding us into this flow with abundance. And it starts activating our whole mindset towards activating abundance. So everything coming up or letting down that can create more space for you right now, would you be willing to release that?
Yes.
Nice deep breath in, everybody. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations, species, and beyonds. That's great. Thank you so much, Eco.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. And so this is how we can go. This is how we can go, guys. So I'm going to challenge you to at least have 3 different celebrations for you by next Wednesday. I mean, ideally, you're doing it every day. You have a little journal or you put it in your phone in one of the little apps. You're writing one celebration that you're acknowledging, a celebration that's activating more abundance for you, that's contributing to you. Now, that's my invitation for you. So let's keep going. This is so yummy. So, Doreen, so what would it take for all of us to start validating us first and celebrating us first? Now, how many of you are supportive and celebrate other people and their small wins? Their small little, yeah, Doreen. Yeah, Doreen's the first one. She's like, and Cameron too. Hey, Nico, right? How many of us are like, way to go, or whatever it is, even if it's on social media? So, would you be willing to start pausing and say, hey, way to go, way to go? Life is just too fast, too busy to not be giving us a chance to celebrate us and to say, hey, way to go, God, way to go, way to go, way to go, you, right? And it can be so simple, guys. It's not hard and it's not complicated. And if you make it complicated or hard, would you be willing to destroy and create that? Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creation, species, and beyonds. So validate you first. So then when you're nourished and filled up with your own acknowledgments of you and celebrations of you, you don't have to look outside of you for it. You don't have to be expecting it from others or projecting it onto someone who's important to you that they should do that back for you. You're doing it for yourself. And now you're filled up with it, so you don't have to be pulling on other people or waiting to get it from someone else and then feeling like, oh, there's something wrong with me because I'm not getting validated by somebody else. Would you be willing to release all that? Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. So anywhere that any one of us has a part of us that is resistant and reacting to positive change, would you be willing to release all that? Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pod, all 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. And so anywhere you're not putting yourself first, anywhere you aligned and agreed with your family and your parents and the school system and anyone in authority that you have grown up with, or any kind of coach or teacher, or any kind of, you know, partner, in whether it's business or romantic, any sibling, anywhere you aligned and agreed with that the wrongness of prioritizing you and putting yourself first and acknowledging you first and being your own cheerleader first, would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create all the ways you aligned and agreed with anyone or anything, or resisted and reacted to anyone or anything that has you still locked into that program where you just cannot seem to choose to put yourself first and prioritize you and point to yourself and say, way to go, you, way to go, you. Would you be willing to destroy and create all that? Deep breath in. Right, wrong, good and bad. Puck and pod, all 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. And everywhere your culture or religion or anything grew as you grew up, even your country culture or your family culture or the intergenerational culture that's being passed down to you has you unable to acknowledge you and the contributions you are making to yourself in your life, let alone other people. Everywhere there's a wrongness and that you don't do it or you don't choose it or you are hiding doing it, would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create all that from any lifetime, dimension, or reality? Nice. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. So there's a little bit of sticky energy here. I'll just clear it. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Demon return once came never to return to Eco and Eco's body, me, my body, Doreen and Doreen's body, Lucy and Lucy's body, Catherine and Catherine's body, Nasreen and Nasreen's body, Cameron and Cameron's body, and Carl and Carl's body. All right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100, shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. Deep breath in and out. Turn once came never to return to this reality again. Take your turn once came never to return to this reality. Why? Deep breath in and out, Lucy. So just notice, guys, are you lighter? Show me a 1 if you're lighter, 2 if you're heavier, and 3 if you're the same. 1 for Doreen, 3 for Carl, 2 for Nesrine, and for Lucy. Anybody else? I'm sorry I missed you, Eco. 1. And Cameron, are you lighter, heavier, or about the same? About the same. Okay, got it. Okay, so Ah. So all of you who have a 2, I want more balloons. So all of you that have a 2, would you be willing to release whatever's getting stirred up for you that's creating you perceiving things heavier? Would you be willing to release whatever's getting stirred up? Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. Okay, Nasreen, do you want to come off mute?
Yes, I finally could do it.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you. When I think of other reasons as well that maybe others go through, like me, sometimes there is fear from failure that stops people from doing things. But on the other side, there is another fear. Sometimes they are both combined.
Mm,
There is a fear of success
mm,
because you worry more about more responsibility that is going to come towards you, and you're not sure if your capabilities will be able to carry you through, right? In terms for I'm purely talking about myself and my thought process here.
yeah.
So, for instance, when you talk about validation, for me as Nisreen, it means absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I don't care, genuinely.
Yep.
I live in my own world and my own thinking. I like what I'm thinking, and for me, it's over. So I don't care about the validation, but still, I find myself not willing to face what I have to do sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, it has to, things have to move, and for energy to move, you need to take action. And sometimes I'm physically and emotionally incapable. And I ask myself, am I procrastinating? And I'm not even sure. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm very disciplined. I'm always on time. You know, I am the person who does everything to the best. I'm effective and efficient, or I'd like to think that. Okay. So for me, the idea of procrastinating or putting things off that stops me from opening an abundance door that I know of,
Yep.
and I can't get over it.
So, Nesrine, everything coming up, would you be willing to release whatever's getting stirred up right now as you talk about this? Deep breath
Please.
in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So how many of you have had some kind of procrastination show up for you that keeps you from moving moving forward and creating greater for you? Yeah, right? So everything that is around the procrastination, even if you don't know it cognitively, but it's getting stirred up energetically, would you be willing to release that so you'll have more space? And you are in charge of the release. So whatever gets released is what you at some level is choosing to release. So it's in the unconscious, not necessarily the conscious mind, and just letting you know that you are in control of what you release here. You don't have to figure it out, but it's like it's not something that is out of your control because you are choosing it. So everything coming up as I say all that, would you be willing to release that to have more space, more ease, more possibilities? Deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. And I love what you talked about, Nasreen, about the fear. You know, fear can come up, and then fear about anything, including fear of success. So you can have fears of multiple things at the same time. Yeah, go ahead, Nasreen.
And Shakespeare once said, people tend to hate what they fear. And this is, for instance, and when you ask yourself, why do I fear it? Some people boil it down to, I don't understand it.
Well, people will
Right?
try to make sense of it. People will try to use their mind to control the fear and why they have fear and what they need to do to stop fear so that they can regain control and have control over their lives and then feel like they're in control so that they can feel like they're doing the right thing at the right time and for all the right reasons so that they're right and they're not wrong.
Mm.
So everything coming up as I say all that, would you be willing to release whatever's stirring up for you? All of you. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. So fear is simply a distraction. We call it a distractor program. In Access Consciousness, they call it a distractor implant. It's simply a distractor to keep you from feeling being in your power. So everything coming up as I say that, would you be willing to release this distractor that's showing up as fear that keeps you looping into the fear and into your mind instead of asking a question so you can open up more possibilities and and ask your body what it might require so you can come back to your body? Everything coming up, would you be willing to destroy and create all those possibilities that are getting stirred up? Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 short boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. Okay, can we continue to move on here? We're doing well. We're getting into some good deep stuff. So, Doreen, does that feel complete for now?
Yeah, I think so. There's lots getting stirred up, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll do an integration breath to help support all that's getting stirred up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Nasreen. Okay, Lucy, you're up. If you want to come off mute, to destroy and uncreate structure of lack and platforms and create systems of abundance with ease and joy. So everything getting stirred up there, Lucy, would you be willing to destroy and create whatever's ready to go?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. So you have um everywhere you have used your structures as a way to support you in your life, that keeps everything very small because you're making sure you're using your structures to support you and your structures to, create your life, and your structures are a limited system, including the platforms. Would you be willing to destroy and create whatever is ready to be released?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations,
Oh.
bases, and beyonds. So, truth, all of you, truth. What keeps you from opening up and activating abundance with ease and joy? Truth. Everything coming up, would you be willing to release it to have more space around this?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poveds, creations, bases, and beyond. Shh. And truth, everybody, truth. What hidden, what do you keep hidden in secret that keeps you from having more abundance with ease and joy? Everything coming up, my fingers coming out. Everything coming up. Would you be willing to release, destroy, and create all that? Tons of Godzillion.
Yeah.
Wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, 100 Church Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyonds.
Did you say times a Godzillion?
I did. Instead of like times,
That's awesome.
right?
That's
Instead of
like
times
so big and huge.
so big and huge. Exactly, Catherine. I'm so glad you caught that. Instead of like times trillions, we're going for the big amount, like the out of this world amount. So let's go back to all the ways in which you're using all these structures, and whether it's your personalities, your structures, all the things that you've based your life on to keep things in order or to keep things functional or to have a system that will keep you in check, that's actually keeping you small, maybe even hidden, maybe even in poverty. Would you be willing to destroy and create all that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, and 100 Shorts, Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyonds. So everywhere you haven't allowed yourself to receive, you haven't allowed yourself to receive. You haven't allowed yourself to receive. It's a muscle, guys. Would you be willing to start looking at the places where you do not allow yourself to receive? And everything coming up as I say that, would you be willing to destroy and create that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, 100 Shorts, Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyonds. So, truth, how are you going to receive abundance with ease and joy if you are limiting what you're receiving every day as you're, in your daily life? How are you going to like open up to more when you're like, I'm not sure I'm going to receive from that person. I'm going to do control. I'm not going to, allow that person to give me whatever they want to do. I'm going to control over that person. I know I've been doing that quite a bit. So everything coming up, would you be willing to destroy it and create it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, 100 Shorts, Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyond. Shh. That's not true. I was doing it and I'm becoming more aware of it. So it's like when someone wants to gift you something and it's not necessary, but they want to gift you something and you're like, no, 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 no. Would you be willing to, Doreen's laughing. Would you be willing to challenge yourself on that and instead say, oh, yes, yes, yes. Nasreen's laughing. Yes, yes, yes. So everything coming up as I say that, would you be willing to destroy and create all that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, 100 Shorts, Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyond. Shh. I mean, it's as simple as do you receive a compliment when someone's giving you a compliment? Or do you try to explain it or prove why or defend something? You're like, oh, you're with somebody, you're like, oh my goodness, I love that top. And you're like, oh, well, it's my sister, she gave it to me, and like, oh, okay. Okay, there's a story. And instead of just like receiving the energy, it's like, no, let me tell you the story. So everything coming up, would you be willing to destroy it and create that?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, 100 Shorts, Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyonds. You see how you're doing?
I'm stuck with the platforms. It's to change platforms.
Well, is it to change platform? Okay, so
Or to change or to shift or whatever to
right.
eliminate platform or whatever, but it just
Yeah. Would you be willing to receive a body process around that?
yeah.
Would you be, yeah. So everywhere your body has locked some of the stuckness in it, and it's just waiting for you to gift it a way to unlock it with bars or a body process, would you be willing to do it? Acknowledge it and do it. Yeah, nice, nice. And you know that there is a platform body process now.
Yeah, I gave it to someone last week.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
would you be willing to find someone to give it to you too?
yeah. I will ask her. What is the, do you remember where to put the hands for that? Because
Talk
I
about
don't.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll talk about that on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does that feel now, Lucy, that you have a little project, a little strategy there?
Lighter.
Lighter. Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well done,
Thanks.
Lucy. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta stay a little longer. Oh, where are the hearts tonight? There they are. Merci, Lucy. Okay, Eco, my intention is to allow myself to attract, recognize, and enroll my ideal clientele that is resourceful enough to pay for my high ticket coaching. Woo, 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 woo. So you're stretching, you're going for more, which is awesome. And who does not want to, Catherine is celebrating you, who does not want to um upgrade themselves and allow themselves to reach for more? Who does not want to do that in this group? Okay. So we're with you there, Eco. So everywhere, everywhere, like Nasreen said, everywhere there might be fear or there is actually something hidden that is wanting to keep you safe. This is for all of you. And by keeping you safe means keeping you small so that you can survive, and that their role is to keep you safe and small so you can survive. Would you be willing to acknowledge that you've had these parts that helped you survive in this lifetime, especially as an infant and a child, and that they no longer need to run the show? Would you be willing to acknowledge that?
Yes,
And would you be willing to ask them if they'd be willing to take a little vacation and go have some fun, that you actually got this?
yes,
Nice. And would you be willing to own it? Would you be willing to choose to be the boss entity of your life and your body? Truth.
yes.
Ooh, okay. Everybody, ready? Deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyond. Shh. Nice. So anywhere you're not acknowledging that what's happening outside of you is actually just a reflection of what's happening inside of you, would you be willing to destroy and create all that?
Yes,
Nice. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyond. So are you willing to acknowledge you and to um like everywhere, like where are you with regards to your value as a coach? What is your worth inside of you? Like we all have kind of like a number that we think, okay, I'm okay, like over at this number, because but I don't need to go too low. But if I'm at this number, oh yeah, that's good. But if I can't go too high, because then that's like, well. So everything coming up as I'm poking at you here, Eco, would you be willing to destroy it and create that?
yeah,
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pato, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And what would it take to up level you with you? What would it take to up level you, your own value of your own services? And this is your own process with yourself. What would it take? What would it take? What would it take? What would it take? And everything coming up as I ask that, would you be willing to release it to have more space?
yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad. Auto 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyond. Shh. So, how are you doing, Eco?
Well, during that last series of releases, my body is literally doing like full shakes, which is a good positive thing, I believe.
Okay. So you're having like a somatic release.
Yeah, I mean, I could say it's in part attribution to being outside, and as you just mentioned a moment ago, everything I'm experiencing in the quote outside world is a reflection of what's going on in the inside world, and things are being shooken up with releases. So yeah,
Awesome.
what I meant was being like
I
all
love
together.
that. I love how you're shaking things up. And
Thank you for helping
everything,
facilitate it.
what's that, Eco?
Thank you for helping facilitate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. And everything coming up for all of you when Eco's talking about things are getting shook up. I don't even know how to say it. I'm so tired.
All
Um,
shook up. Yes,
all shook
just like
up.
the album song, all shook up.
All shook up. Do do do. So everywhere you are all having a something's coming up for you as we talk about this for Eco, even if you're not aware of it cognitively, would you be willing to release that to have more space?
Yes.
Nice. Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Potter, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. How is that for you, Eco? Thumbs up? Nice.
Good.
Good yawn,
Yes.
too. Good release. Well done, Eco. Celebrating you.
Yay for celebrations. Of me. Yay. Because I deserve to be celebrated. Yay.
Yay! And look at you celebrating you. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Yay. Yay me.
I
I
love
did good. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so, Catherine, did you want to say something? Because I'm going into your,
Yes. Well, actually, what I was just about to type, anybody remember that old movie When Harry Met Sally?
right.
There was the scene in the diner, and she does the orgasm. That Meg Ryan does the orgasm, and then there's a lady at another table that's saying, "I'll have what she's having." So when Ika was talking about right, and just when he was like experiencing and demonstrating, like it just the somatics coming up and whatnot. I will have what you are having, Ika.
There you go. Awesome, Catherine. And that's something you can ask for. How could I duplicate that abundance? You know? You can ask for that. What would it take for me to duplicate that? If you see somebody having doing something or having a gift at something, what would it take for me to duplicate that? And pock and pod. Awesome, Catherine. Okay, so Catherine's intention, I've been thinking of myself, identifying myself based on the circumstances, drama I've experienced in my life. I let go and release the labels I've accepted and clung to, identified with. Wonderful that you're releasing all that. That's great. Intention. I previously believed myself as a compliant and awaited permission. Let's drop that. Awesome. Puck and pot all that. I want to explore who I am without the labels. I give myself permission. Woo hoo 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 hoo. I give myself permission to be. Whoa, that's very powerful. So everything coming up for all of us as I read this, would you be willing, all of you, willing to release all that to have more space? Yeah, right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Potter, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So, Catherine, who are you now without the labels? Everything coming up, as I say that, would you be willing to release it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Potter, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So, all of you, including you, Catherine, all the projections and expectations you have had all your life about you, who I need to be in this life, who I better not be, who I need to be abundant, who I better not be, who I should be, who I shouldn't be, what's possible for me in this lifetime, what's possible for me in being abundant and creating abundance, what's not possible for me, what can
Who
change
I'm
for
allowed
me,
to be. Yeah, who I've been allowing myself to be.
There you
Yes.
go. Who I've been allowing myself to be, who I have not been allowing myself to be, what can change for me, what can't change. Would you be willing to release all that so you can start fresh? Yeah?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome. What about you, Carl and Nasreen? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
deep breath in. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 100 shorts, boys, provids, creations, bases, and beyonds. Nice. And so everywhere you had these labels about you, this is for all of you, and everywhere you aligned and agreed with the labels, or you aligned and agreed with anyone said about you, any like mom and dad, or teacher, or principal, or anyone, everywhere you aligned and agreed with those labels, you are so blah, blah, blah. Would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that times a godzillion? Deep breath in and out, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. I love your emoji, Catherine. So now that, let's do one more like that. So everywhere, not only did you align and agree with any kind of label you were given, someone said something about you when you were young, oh, you are like this, made a conclusion, or they labeled you as, you know, even so obedient, you're so obedient, or you're so naughty. Would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate any and all of that and any of those programs so that you can start being you? You can be you, not trying to all the time to be the right girl, the right person, the right you that you were taught to be, so you wouldn't get in trouble, so you'd always be right and good and perfect. Would you be willing to again destroy and create that, revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself, renounce, denounce, destroy and create all that so there's more space for you to be? Yeah. Yeah. Everything coming up, would you be willing to destroy and create all that? I said that again. I'll say it again. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So there's a little bit of stickiness here. Truth who are you all, truth who were you all before that, truth who were you all before that, truth who were you all before that, truth who will you all be in the future, truth what were your jobs, truth your jobs for that, truth your jobs for that, truth. Oh, I can't go in again printed with you. Return came never to return to Nasreen, Nasreen's body, me and my body, Doreen, Doreen's body, Eco and Eco's body, Catherine and Catherine's body, Lucine, Lucy's body, Cameron and Cameron's body, Carl and Carl's body. Everyone's came never to return to this reality again. Deep breath in, everybody. Right. Shorts, boys, poets, creation, spaces, and beyond. Shh. Okay, just notice what you're noticing. Are you lighter, heavier, or about the same? Just notice. This is always good to notice, be aware. So, Catherine, how is that for you now?
I feel lovely as you began about who am I without all the labels and whatnot. I felt like so much energy rising up, and what I got was a visual of like almost bear with me, like an atomic bomb fixing to explode. And when it explodes, what's left rather than destruction is this verdant it's like this massive greenery that's so fertile that any seed I plant can grow.
Woo! What a visual. Are you willing to take that into your tomorrow and the day after and the day after and all week long?
Oh my gosh, I'm getting the shakes like Eco.
Woo! Woo!
I got the orgasm.
Yay! More Eco's celebrating you.
Yes, yes.
Amazing. Way to go.
Get into today and tomorrow and the day after. Thank you.
Awesome. So now what else is possible for all of us, right? Because this work, we're all doing individually, but we're doing it together. So it's affecting all of us. So thank you for that, Catherine. And what else is possible now for all of us? And I'm just reading here in the intentions here. Eco is like the Megan Trainor song, I Love Me, was coming up for me in that release. Oh my goodness. I wish we had a little bit of time. Why don't we start with that next time, next week? We'll start with that. Yeah, we gotta get the music and the dance grooves going. Yeah, let's do it. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. So get lighter, you twos. So Catherine. Okay, great. Definitely procrastination and distraction. All right. So Nasreen says, which access bars has to do with fear and procrastination? So everything coming up as you ask that question for all of us, would you be willing to release all that? Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Potter, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And so some people here are aware of access bars and are practitioners, and some aren't. So why don't we work on that together? And so you can stay after, and you too, Lucy, after, and we could talk about that. And so what I would say is, would you be willing to just keep pock and pod from the point of creation to the point of destruction, clear it? Would you be willing to pock and pod every time you're aware of something coming up for you that has a fear in it, has a fear component, or there's a flavor of fear? Yeah. Would you be willing to do that, Nisreen? Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome.
Et je suis très désolée. I
Oh
shouldn't
non,
have
c'est bien
just that.
correct. Il n'y a pas de problème. No problems at all. I'm just being, you know, I'm just being my facilitator here. And Ego, my body started to shake with that release. Okay, thank you for sharing. I'll have what she's having. I love that. Just last night, I was reading the book Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown, where she said she literally wrote herself permission slips for how she wanted to be, what she wanted to experience. Ooh, I like that. So, guys, guess what? You've got another piece of homework, another piece of challenge, a challenge for you if you're willing. Would you be willing to write on a piece of paper what you are willing to give yourself permission for that will allow you to upgrade your receiving of abundance? I don't know if that makes sense.
Repeat, please.
Yes, okay. So what are you willing to choose that would allow you to open up to more abundance? And how would that show up for you practically in your life? What are you willing to choose that will open you up to more abundance? And how will that show up practically for you in your life? See if I can write that in the chat. What are you willing to open up to that will allow more abundance? And what are the practical steps to get there? There, it's in the chat box. So if it's like me, what I was noticing is like I'm pretty independent, and I'm just like I'm so used to doing things on my own, like getting things done fast. And I was, with my godson, and he's like trying to help out. I'm like, no, 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 it's okay, I got it. So I'm aware that's me choosing not to receive from him because I have some kind of story, I just want to, it's going to be easier, it's going to be faster if I do it. So for me, what would it take for me to slow down and stop doing that? What would it take for me to start receiving from my godson so that I can receive from him? I can stop placing a barrier or, some conclusion that I'm creating that keeps me from receiving from him. And so the practical steps for me would be when he starts offering to do something for me to say yes. 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 Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Versus trying to, oh, no, it's okay. I got it. And I'm just going to do it myself. So that's an example from my life. So you choose an example in your life. And everything that doesn't allow you to go with this with ease, would you be willing to destroy and create that? Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So before we close out, I want to make sure I've kind of touched on everything with everyone. You're funny tonight, Carol. Very dramatic. Love it. Thank you. Thank you, Doreen. I put my dramatic hat on. Invisible hat. And I love that, Catherine. What's possible now? Joy and play. Woo! Nice. I'll have some of that. Eco, when I heard from Catherine about the life-generating bombs, it reminds me of the Genesis device that created new life on dead planets. Oh, I don't even know that, but that's interesting. Hmm. Everything coming up as I read that, would you be willing to destroy and create that to have more space? Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And Doreen says the rule of improv. Yes, and. Okay, all right, I love it. And aren't we doing that in life? Aren't we improvising in our lives? Because if you're doing order and control, then that is a poverty mindset. That's going to keep you small, limited, and like, but if you're willing to say yes and, like Doreen says, and you're willing to improvise with greater possibilities, with greater openness in your life, I wonder what will show up for you. Now, Carl, I didn't hear from you and Cameron neither. Do you have a little intention you want to clear, or are you ready to close out with all of us? Go ahead, Carl. Or go ahead, Cameron.
I don't know what to say.
So
Yes, I want help.
you want help?
I'm open.
Oh, sorry. He said he doesn't know.
Okay. So Cameron, everything coming up when you say that, I don't know. Would you be willing to release all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And everywhere you've been given a lot of projections. You've been put a lot of projections upon you from others, maybe even from yourself, about who you need to be and who you better not be and who you should be and who you shouldn't be and what's possible for you and what's not possible for you and what can change for you and what can't change that you don't even know anymore. Would you be willing to destroy and create all that, bust all that off so you have more space? Nice. Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And Cameron, everywhere you aligned and agreed with that you don't know, would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself and your knowing, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create any and all of that from any lifetime dimension or reality?
Yes.
Nice. Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Paddle, 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyond. Deep breath in and out. Are you lighter, Cameron, or heavier, or about the same? Hard to tell.
The same.
Same, yeah. Is there a little bit more space here? Hard to tell.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that's okay too. That's okay too. And so we'll do another breath that will also help support you, Cameron.
I'm in favor of breathing.
Okay,
That I
great.
can support.
Awesome. Awesome. So we'll make sure we get that in before we close. Is that okay for now, Cameron?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate hearing your voice and seeing you. Yeah, that's a great step forward. Carl.
Okay, for me, I definitely need to increase my income substantially. So I guess for me, it's like being open to new opportunities,
Okay. So would you be willing to be open to new possibilities, not
yes,
just opportunities?
possibilities. Okay.
So then that means that you're going beyond just trying to figure it out with your mind, and
Okay.
you're going beyond just trying to fix things that need fixing.
Yeah.
And you're willing to open up and use all of your senses and abilities to pull into you and your life other possibilities that will contribute to more wealth and abundance and health and joy.
Yeah.
Everything that doesn't allow that, would you be willing to release that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100 short boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So next week, what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with a visualization about how we can attract and pull in more into our lives. And this is one that you like, Carl. So I'd like to start there. So we're going to change it up a little bit next week. So we're going to start with abundance first and pull in more energy and abundance. So, Carl, everywhere you aligned and agreed with any kind of family, intergenerational smallness, or the hiding of your true talents and your gifts and the way you can pull money in, would you be willing to revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim yourself, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create any and all of that from any lifetime dimension or reality?
Yes.
Yes, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And everywhere you're good at something, you know, remember, like, let's say you used to be really good at playing hockey and you really loved it and it was so much fun and you're like, yeah, I love this. This is me. Would you be willing to take that energy and duplicate it into your life?
Yes.
Yeah, so give that a try this week and see how you can stir that energy up and duplicate it in different areas of your life. Like maybe the stock market, playing around there and like, okay, getting that energy and that possibility and seeing where you can generate that kind of energy and like excitement for pulling in more energy and more abundance and more money. And next week's visualization we're going to start with is really going to contribute to this. So we'll start there next week. And anything getting in the way of this, Carl, would you be willing to release it? Deep breath in, right, wrong, good and bad, puck and potter, 100 shorts, boys, povets, creations, bases, and beyonds. Are we good for now, Carl? Yeah. Because we really want to get into the final breaths just to help integrate all that we've done. So we'll do an integration breath here. Just again to integrate all the pieces. There's a lot that has gotten stirred up today. So let's integrate that so you can have ease and joy and new possibilities open up. So let's go ahead and exhale all the air out of the lungs through the mouth. Mouth in and mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in, nose out. Nose in, nose out. Nose in, mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in. Filling to the top. Mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in. Filling to the top. Nose out. Mouth in. Nose out. Nose in. Mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Nose in. Mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Mouth in. Filling to the top. And last one, mouth out. Relaxing it all out. Shh. Hold your breath. Press your feet into the floor. Imagine roots growing from your feet to the floor, building into the earth. Take a half breath through your mouth. Drop your head, neck, shoulders, arms, and hands. Stretch here however you like. Breathe normally. And the last step here for all of you is to notice what you're noticing now. Maybe what has shifted for you or what you're noticing now. I'm actually noticing, I think I'm a little bit more awake and more energized than I was before. So if anybody wants to do this all over again, no, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. So just notice what you're noticing here. It completes the circuit of the breath. So it's important to notice it. Thank you for the laughs, Eco and Catherine. And so we're back here. I think so it'll be the 22nd. Yeah, we're back here next Wednesday if you want to join. It's again going to be still free. I'm still in the process of packing and moving, so I don't have time to organize a strategy for moving forward. So just come on back. It's creating ease for me just to keep doing it this way right now. And any final words? Anybody want to just share anything right now before we close?
Are you willing to release that you don't have time to create the strategy for your new course?
I love that. Thank you for calling me on that. I would, yes, pock and pot all that and all the assumptions and presumptions I'm making that it will take this and this and this and time and energy, all the presumptive realities I'm creating and the need for me to react to that. I'm pock and potting all that. Thank you for that. Woo! I got tingles. Okay.
And gratitude and appreciation from me, and I believe it's probably on behalf of all of us here for this beautiful, valuable release work that you have been gifting.
Oh, thank you, Eco. I appreciate that. I'm all soft now. See, I'm practicing my releasing. I'm all soft. Yeah. Thank you, Eco.
You're welcome. You are worthy of celebrating and being celebrated also.
Oh, oh, I'm now melting even more. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really liking this practice of receiving. So you guys, I'm sending you blessings on your night and on your week. And you have some ideas. I've given you some challenges. So I'd love to see how they go next week. And next week we're going to start with the visualization to pull in more energy and more abundance and more of what you want. So let's start there. And I'm just reading the final pieces. Let's do the time warp again. Woo! Let's do the time warp again. Yeah, and we'll start with some music next time. Bye, guys. Have a great night, a great week. We'll see you next week. Mwah! So, I think Lucie's gone. Nesreen, if you wanted to stay, and anybody who's a bars person, don't forget you can run your power band and your money band at night. You can run your money band and your power band at night. And you can ask money band and power band run as you go to sleep. You ask money band and power band run at night while I'm sleeping. All right, cool. Does that answer a bit of your question, Nesreen? Nesreen, your question, what I'd like to say is implant band. Implant band will help with the fears because it's everywhere you've been implanted with any of that. You can start releasing it with the implant band.
Okay. And procrastination.
Procrastination. True.
C'est parce qu'on n'a pas assez de projets. We don't have enough project. Procrastination is the Parles-tu français?
Oui, elle parle français.
OK,
Un
ben,
peu,
c'est
un peu de français. Go doucement.
OK. Procrastination, c'est quand tu n'as pas assez de projets. OK, t'attends jusqu'à la dernière minute, puis là, tu as l'impression d'être vivant.
So you get energy and excitement at the last minute when you
At
do.
the last minute, you are just waiting to get the excitement at the end. That's procrastination.
That's
Okay.
one way of procrastination. And that sometimes it's because you don't have enough projects happening at the same time. So you're kind of bored and you're kind of waiting. If you had more projects, I wonder how much more ease you would have in just tackling all the projects. So that's another point of view. That's another possibility. Add a few more projects and it might help you flow through things.
The procrastination I suffer from, in particular, is related to difficult tasks. Something that I see extremely difficult and it is not, I'm stuck with it. It's not my job. Someone else should take care of it. But since I'm stuck with it and I try to do what I need to do, but deep down something is refusing. So I'm in the battle. You know the rider, the elephant?
Ah, okay. I got it.
I'm
So-
fighting with the elephant.
So Nesreen, all the cognitive dissonance, you have this, you want to do it, you want to get it done, but then you have the other part that's like resisting it. All the cognitive dissonance that's being created there, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that?
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good and bad, Puck and Pata, 100 Boys, Poveds, Creations, Bases, and Beyonds. And just keep using that one, Nesreen. All the cognitive dissonance creating this, Puck and Pod.
Okay. All, can I write it down?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can even write it in the chat here for you. But I'm not sure why. There it is. Okay. All the cognitive dissonance. I don't know if I've got that right. Dissonance, yeah. All the cognitive dissonance creating this POC and pod. There you go. Pop, not pop and pod, but POC and pod. POC and pod.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
So,
you very much.
I know what you're gonna ask, Lucie.
Oui, c'est ça. C'est parce que je ne sais pas où les prendre. Hey.
Tu t'en rappelles plus des positions?
Ouais, ben, ce qui arrive, c'est que je ne l'ai pas pris en note. J'ai pris juste la... Fait que là, j'ai fait occiput sacrum quand j'ai suivi l'énergie, mais je ne sais pas que ça peut être.
Ok. Je l'ai en quelque part, je ne sais pas où je l'ai mis. Ou,
En tout cas, si tu le trouves, tu me l'enverras.
ouais.
Sinon, je vais continuer à faire mes recherches, là, je ne sais pas. Parce qu'il n'est pas c'est pas un body process qu'on facilite. Je pense que c'est Dane qui en avait parlé à You've Got This. Ou bien toi, tu l'as dans l'autre chose que tu fais avec lui, là.
Ok.
Regardez.
Tu vois, je l'ai.
OK.
Je vais te l'envoyer.
OK. Merci.
OK. Tu étais sur la bonne route.
Ouais.
Ouais.
OK.
Tu étais exactement sur la bonne route. Et puis, OK. Ben, c'est ça. Je vais juste t'en l'envoyer par Messenger.
OK, excellent.
OK,
Yes.
guys.
Merci beaucoup.
De rien. Bonne semaine. Great
Ben,
work,
c'est ça.
everybody.
Thank you.
C'est
Thank
ça. Moi, je
you,
ne suis pas sûre
everyone.
d'être là la semaine prochaine, mais en tout cas, je vais laisser
Là,
savoir.
en esprit.
Exactement. Vous me mettrez au centre.
C'est ça, au centre, c'est ça. Et juste
C'est ça,
là.
comme en biodanza, là.
Okay, big hugs.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bisous.
Mm.
Besos.